what you're doing. Okay. Another question you can ask: how did you spend your free time? And don't be able to ask these, but also answer these. So everybody spends their free time doing something. It might be lounging, watching TV, friends, movies, music. Everybody spends their free time doing something. So you should be able to talk about how you spend your free time and maybe something recently. So if it's movies, then also say, I really love movies. The last movie I watched was, maybe Mona. I think that's a Disney movie. And, I really liked, the female leadership and the moving away from and trying new things. So I'll talk about how you spend your free time. Now here's a good one. I modified it for today's environment, and it's a very popular question, very well used question. Here it goes. If you had $1 billion, what would you do? So when you answer this question, okay, you wanna probably say something humanitarian. Okay, so not just what would you buy. You can, but do list what would you buy. Don't try to be a saint here, but at the same time show some humanitarian. So think ahead. If there's any volunteer work that you've done before in the past that you really liked, you really enjoyed, then you could also include that and say, okay, in the past I have fed the hungry. It amazed me that there are still people in this world who are in a situation where they cannot feed themselves. So I probably would not just throw money at the problem, but by giving the money to the charities, but I would want to become involved with those charities and also maybe even travel different cities, see what other charities are doing, see what you can probably bring to my hometown and make those charities better, see if they're open to those ideas to really help people and, help them become self-sufficient. So, and then you could also mention, hey, I definitely want to buy a mansion, have a pool in the front yard, in the backyard, and have a game room and an entertainment room and all those other stuff. So it's okay to splurge on yourself, but also have something that you would do that would help humanity. Another question: do you have a motivational / inspirational song, movie, or quote? So you probably have a favorite movie, favorite song, okay? And then you can just speak on how, it touches you, what goes on in your head as you're listening to that song or watching that movie, okay? So for example, here's a quote, one of my quotes I like, Eleanor Roosevelt. So Eleanor Roosevelt basically said, do something that scares you every day. And then I might say afterwards, so I use city transportation, aka the bus, and I go on dates. And those could be scary things, especially first dates. So something fun, you can have fun with those questions. Okay, so there's some questions. Moving along. Pre-dating tips. Okay, so dating preparation. Something you want to do before you go on that date, maybe an hour or 30 minutes before, is you want to psych yourself up. Okay, they do this in all major sports, at least in American sports. Basketball, baseball, football, as far as I know, is they psych themselves up. You either see the team huddle up before the game, or, especially in basketball, where the announcer is announcing that starting lineup, for center, coming in center, all the way from Africa, Hakeem, the Dream, Olajuwon, so you could do that. Of course, you're not going to have somebody announce you as you walk into the restaurant, but you can say positive things about yourself, okay? So in your head, rather than saying, oh, I hope I don't screw this up, I hope I don't spill my drink on her lap, I hope I don't hit her in the face as I open the door, rather than say things like that, say things like, hey, I'm funny, I'm great to be around, I'm a delight, I'm confident, I'm attracted, people enjoy being with me. So say positive, have that running in your head over and over and over, rather than negative speech. Next up, we have an article, and I'll leave the article link in the description. Advantages of dating a BBW. Okay. Now, before that section where it talks about where to take a BBW on a date, it talks about some do's and some don'ts. And I'm going to list a couple of don'ts that I don't agree with. Okay, so one don't that they mention that I personally don't agree with is it says, please don't take her to an all-you-can-eat buffet on your first date. And it says, please don't take her to the theme park. Now, this article is written by a woman. I'm going to guess that it looks like in her picture she's not a big lady. And I'm going to guess she doesn't date women, and she probably hasn't done that much research. And the reason why I say that is you can take a lady to a buffet, okay? You just got to make sure if you like the buffet and she likes the buffet, that's not being stereotypical no more than me being a black man, an African American man. Okay, and everybody knows if a lady takes me to a restaurant that serves chicken. Okay, so taking a black man, and I am a black African American man, to a chicken place is no more stereotypical than if you took a big lady to a buffet. It's not stereotypical. You're going out to eat. You're going to eat food, okay? So logically, you take somebody where there is a variety of food. That's the reason behind a buffet. And if there's a really good chicken place that serves really good chicken, hey, you can take them there. And second don't that they mentioned that, like I said, I don't disagree, which is please don't take her to a theme park. Once again, that is assuming that every single BBW has mobility issues. And yes, even for me, not being a big person, although I am, getting larger in the form of muscle because I'm an aspiring bodybuilder. I'm getting bigger and stronger every day. Walking all day is not something that I enjoy, and I'm a very fit person. So don't assume fit, they want to do something that's going to be a lot of walking, and not so fit, they don't want to walk. So it's very stereotypical, and you shouldn't assume one way or the other. You can always ask the person, hey, look, do you feel comfortable with an event that requires lots of walking? And they can give you a yes or a no. And within the article, it talks about where places you could take a BBW, and I'm going to read them real quick. Okay, so bowling, I have done that, and I've mentioned bowling before. Great place. Comedy night, yes, I do like that. Now remember, comedy night is immersive, meaning you can't really chit-chat during the comedy, but you can talk to it afterwards. So be careful of fully immersive events such as comedies, movies, plays, ballet, opera, things where you can't chit-chat, because then you make some time afterwards to talk about it. Get drunk at the karaoke bar. Sure, definitely agree with the karaoke bar. Get drunk. Not sure if that's a great idea, because then how are y'all getting home? Are y'all so drunk that you can't tell the person where you live? I don't think getting drunk on a first date is a good idea at all. But like I said, everybody is different, so do what you got to do, or do what you believe both of you feel comfortable. Okay, wine tasting, that's fine. Just make sure the person is okay with alcohol. Not everybody drinks. Take her to see a live event. I'm going to assume that's like a comedy show, which they already mentioned. Maybe a play or ballet, which I already mentioned. Okay. But definitely something, like I said, there's arcade, putt-putt golf, pool / billiards. I'm an activity person, something that I can do with my hands and have fun with. And I have some do's or don'ts of my own, probably more don'ts than do's. And so, for me, be careful what you talk about. Remember, I said you want to keep the conversation light, fluffy, exciting, so that a person can say, that was fun, I want to do it again. So I would say don't go for asking about past relationships. You know, the infamous question, how did the last relationship end? I wouldn't go for that question because that could lead to uncomfortableness, and you don't want the person to have really any uncomfortable questions or uncomfortable feelings right away. Now, I know everybody's different. Some people are hard hitters. Some people are brutally honest. And so going for the brute force questions is who they are. And that's fine. You got to be yourself. So be yourself, but do know that could be the last date you have with that person, especially if it's the first date. So here's the thing. All relationships end, okay? It either ends happy or sad, okay? All relationships will eventually end. It's called death, you know, even if you're married, to death do your part. So going into the details of that isn't a good idea in my opinion. I'd want to focus more on who they are, not who they were. You know, what they're doing, not, you know, bad things that happened to them. Okay.